for those of us that, and I'm not a champion of Mike McCarthy. All right, I'm not. He's not Bill. I'm not painting him like he's Bill Walsh or anything like that. I just said I don't think they need to fire him. I think give him another year. Let's see what they do next year. But
people
for those that
for
felt
saying that,
well, no. But for those of us that kind of defended him or said, "Nah, don't fire him," I don't know if today was the best day because Mike McCarthy spoke to the media and actually said his players were nervous going into that game. Here he is.
I thought we were nervous to start the game. Felt it in the locker room at the team prayer, but I thought we fought through that okay. Let me take the word nervous back. I mean, it was a little angst, okay, which I think just like anything. I mean, it's just, they were excited. They had a great week of practice. I thought the pregame was good, but, I just think that maybe it was the first time we were doing this as a whole. They were a little cleaner than we were at the beginning of the game. That's just the facts.
Look, Rob, and I'm going to be quick because I know you want to pounce. I assume you want to pounce.
I threw up my fake chicken in my mouth, okay, from KFC.
I'm just going to say this. He knows how bad it sounded to say they're nervous, and he's clearly searching. He's searching for an excuse for why they came out slow. Maybe they were, instead of nervous, they were unprepared.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of nervous, San Francisco just outplayed them early. Whatever I just can't believe it's nervousness for these guys, Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott. They've been in the playoffs before. Several other players. Got a lot of veterans on that team. Come on, nervous, but he made it worse,
Seattle.
Rob.
They won a playoff game, Chris,
Russell
not
Wilson
20 years ago.
Right. He made it worse when he said, no, it was angst. Because here's the definition of angst. A feeling of deep anxiety or dread. That's kind of like fear almost. Right. Typically an unfocused one about the human condition or the state of the world in general.
If I get bad Italian food, then it would be called agita. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Nothing, Alex?
But anyway,
agita.
I don't even know where that came from.
You said
but
angst.
Rob,
I said agita.
Angst. I think angst is worse than nervousness.
No, but I think he knew he had to take the word nervous because it just sounds kind of like.
He should have went somewhere other than angst.
Yeah, like, what did I say? I saw eyebrows raised from the reporters. Right. Or somebody might have.
He saw a headline coming.
Yeah, or somebody, Chris, couldn't help it and they started salivating, like out the side of their mouth. And he was like, oh my God, what did I say?
They took their computer out immediately and started writing. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I think you're right. It's searching for something rather than just saying you got your butts kicked at home. You weren't prepared. It was embarrassing to me that we won all these games during the regular season. We thought we had all the pieces in place and whatnot, and we laid an egg, and we won't do it next year. This won't happen again. Like, where's that? Seriously, like Mike, this probably next year is your last year. Chris, you remember who was the Giants coach? He passed away.
His last year. Fossil?
Jim Fossil.
Yeah.
Remember Jim Fossil was in hot water with the Giants. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And he pounded on the podium and said, I guarantee you we make the playoffs. Remember that? Yeah. Because he already knew if they didn't make the playoffs, he's going to get whacked anyway.
Right.
And Mike McCarthy, if you can sit here and think that if they don't make the playoffs or they have another first-round exit, you're sticking around. No, I'm just saying, Chris, he's not sticking around. So I would have rather had him say, I'm going to take this. We weren't prepared out of the gate. We didn't make the necessary adjustments with the offense because we couldn't move the ball. We didn't do what we were supposed to do. And we didn't give ourselves a shot at the end zone at the end because we didn't execute properly. That's what I want to hear. Not, they were nervous. They had some angst. I don't want to say nervous. Can we hear that, Chris?
Rob, and everything. Own it. Yes, like McCarthy, it seems like players like him. Maybe Aaron Rodgers notwithstanding, I don't know. But it seems like players like him. I don't think
Aaron Rodgers hated him. I think there were just issues with play calling.
He was ready to get rid of him, And it needed to be done, obviously. But, it seems like over the years, McCarthy's been a player's coach. We talked with Greg Jennings. Players, ex-players I talked to seem to really like him. This is the type of comment, Rob, though, that if I was a player, then I would be like looking at you funny. I'm serious. Like, because I think that makes them appear weak-minded, Rob. You were nervous in a playoff game at home against a wild card and with Jimmy Garoppolo as the quarterback. Now, what in the world would you have done if Aaron Rodgers steps into the building, or you step into his building, or Tom Brady?
Are you going to wet yourself?
I know. I mean, so if I'm a player, I'm looking at this like, I'd rather you say the truth, which is we didn't execute. The truth, which is, look, they punched us in the face, and it took us a while to recover. We didn't come out ready to play. Whatever. But nervous?
Yeah.
They've been playing this game their entire lives.
What is there to be nervous about playing in front of 100,000 fans in your building, Chris? Everybody,
right.
You just waxed Washington with 50-some-odd points. Wasn't that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
What was that?
If there were nerves, and again, I'm with you, I don't think there were, but if there were, that's Jerry Jones's fault for creating, and I keep pounding it, but it's just so strong of a feeling that I have now. This dude creates so much drama. The Cowboys, Rob, more than a football program or organization, they are a soap opera that is set in a football setting. You know how Bull Durham was about more than baseball?
Yeah.
But it was set in baseball, but it was
a
really
romantic
more
comedy, right? Yeah.
That's what the Cowboys are. They're not a all strictly football. They're a soap opera in a football setting. Yes. But that's what they are. And so that's a problem. And I think that's a big issue. And I don't think they're ever going to win this thing with Jerry Jones running.
I don't either. I mean, Chris, it's 26 years. I mean, how much proof do you have? And the only common denominator, they've been through coaches. Even Bill Parcells coached there. I mean, they've been through a million coaches.
Guys. Yeah.
Yes. Come on. It's ridiculous. Tony Romo put up these ridiculous numbers, could never win, right? Yep. It's just something that's just the organization, and it starts at the top. I keep saying it. They run it like a mom and pop store. And if you keep doing that and refuse to turn it over to football people, Jimmy Johnson was a football guy, Chris. Simple.
Yep.
Simple.
And Jerry, if you're listening, you're going to get credit if you win. You're going to get credit if you win. If you don't talk all year, if you don't go on your radio show, if you don't hold court outside of the locker room and your team wins, guess what? You're going to get credit. Because that's what he wants, Rob.
No,
that's what
he's
wants,
already, Chris, in the Hall of Fame. He's already like.
I mean, it's great for business, right?
Right.
Rob, they may be. I mean, obviously, you think if they won a few Super Bowls, they'd be more valuable. But their value is sky high. Yesterday, everybody's talking about them. We're not talking about all the other teams that lost for the most part, but everybody's talking Cowboys.
Well, because
it's good for business, but
right.
like I said, it's a soap opera. Soap opera's good for business.